My name is Noelle, and I'm a part of Gen Z.
Hi, my name is Trinity. I am a part of Gen Z.
I'm Enzo. I'm part of Generation Z.
My name is Piper. I'm 20 years old, and I'm part of Generation Z.
Yeah, my name is Gage. I'm 23, and I've been told I'm Gen Z.
My name is Joe Rosillo. I was born in 1971, so I believe that I'm Generation X.
Okay, my name is Lillian, and I'm part of the baby boomer generation.
I think the difference between Gen Z and past generations is our access to the world through the internet.
I think that other generations have way too high expectations for Gen Z.
I think the most important thing that I see is that now young people are encouraged in every aspect of their life, no matter what it is, no matter what differences we have or what alikes we have. But in my day, we were all stuck in whatever road we were always supposed to be in, and we didn't have a whole lot of control over that.
So I think one of the biggest things, at least to me, is you have our previous generation where the whole stigma was to get out of high school, get a job, get a house.
I think that Gen Z has pushed, whether intentionally or unintentionally, that I think is going to continue to evolve, and there will be more awareness about things that impact us on a daily basis that perhaps we weren't comfortable talking about. That when I was growing up, there was no discussion about gender identity or being gay or that sort of struggle that a lot of people go through, something you kept to yourself for fear of being scrutinized and ostracized. And so the awareness, that's one of the things that I think is a positive.
We are really good at coming together and protesting and fighting for what we think is right. But then when it actually gets to the point where we need to make change, we back out. We're scared, and I think it's a problem. I'm stuttering a lot, but that's not good.
Yeah.
Because you need to be able to make decisions and execute your plans, and if you can't do that, then the world's not going to change anything.
From what you've seen, what do you think the differences are between the generations in discussion of mental health?
In my youth, and until just a couple of decades ago, it wasn't talked about. It was a no-no. It was something that we would be stigmatized for if we spoke about it or even admitted that there was something bothering us. And now it's out in the open, which makes it easier to recover because other people can say, oh yes, me too. And yeah, it hurts, but we can do this and we can do that. We have much better medical control over things like this now as we did when I was young.
One of the things that's really exciting about Gen Z, and one of the positive things I think that has come out of social media and everything being so open and people's lives being out there, is more awareness about gender identity, more awareness about mental health, more awareness about all the things that people used to hold inside that now they can go and get help for. And so I think that's one of the positive things
And I think one of the reasons is, I don't think it's ever been good. To be honest, with any generation, it's never been good. The reason I say that that it's not good is because we know more. Because our parents, let's say the baby boomers and whatever your parents are, I don't really know, they were always told to toughen up, or everyone goes through it, so why be sad? We know more psychologically than we ever have before, and I think that's a tool that we are using, and it's hard for people to understand. And I think that's why we see this difference between baby boomers and Gen X and Gen Z. is because they're still learning these terms that we've grown up with.
I've noticed a lot of us struggle with anxiety or depression or just a plethora of other things, and I myself am diagnosed with both of those.
I can tell from a lot of my friends and just people I've interacted with in general, a lot of them don't like the future. A lot of them want to stay like where they are right now, or, you know, they want to stay at a certain time, which I think is going to be harmful in the future to our generation, because we're going to be so stuck in the past. Like, a lot of generations are stuck in the past. Humans in general are just stuck in the past all the time. I think it'll be worse for us, because growing up is very scary, especially when millennials and Gen X and baby boomers are making it seem like it's hell on earth. I think maybe a little more positivity from the older generations probably would have done us better in terms of setting us to the future.
Not all the country would agree with me, but I think it's a positive thing that those things are coming out and being more aware. And so I think that that's something that Gen Z has pushed and will continue to push and make more normal as we go forward. And I think that's a positive thing. So if there was something that I think I would attach to Gen Z, I think it would be that awareness of mental health, awareness of all the things that we used to keep inside, that now you can put something out there and lots of people can say, hey, I feel the same way, like I have the same thing going on, I have the same troubles. So you feel like, well, you might live in a small town where no one else has the same difficulties you do. You might be hearing from people across the world who you can identify with and make you feel like you're not alone. So I think that's a real positive thing that Gen Z has pushed and will continue to push in the future.
I definitely think that the conditions of the world that Gen Z has grown up in has created a divide between baby boomers and Gen Z, because there are a lot of things about the way we grew up that baby boomers don't understand.
Obviously 9/11 had a huge impact. That's obvious. So how do you think that impacted Gen Z compared to impacting other generations?
Well, I kind of think it impacted all generations in the same way. I mean, it was the shock of our lifetime. I think 9/11 took us way outside of the realm of how we connected with the world and how we felt, because we were all somehow touched.
And there are a lot of side effects to things like the internet, you know? Like that created a whole nother platform for like bullying, for example, and just overall bad mental health. So I think that baby boomers don't really understand the scope of how things that we experience, I don't think they understand how much of an effect it's had on us.
Everything has shifted, and I don't mean this in a negative way, although it is negative in some way, that there's so much more focus on self than there was when I was growing up. That has resulted in positives and negatives. I think a lot of probably older generations feel that Gen Zs are more narcissistic and self-involved, and certainly it comes across that way, and many of them are. But it also allows people to evaluate themselves and where they are in the world more quickly and probably deeper than a lot of people who are in the older generation are. I think the older generations, boomers and before that, they looked at it like, well, I'm born, I grow up, I work, I have a family, I get old, I retire, I die. And that is life. And I think that this self-inspection that goes on with a lot of Gen Zers will probably lead to them trying to figure out life a little bit better and hopefully finding ways to be happier. So,
what is one word that you would use to describe Gen Z?
Exciting.
One word. I think if I had to put one word on it, I would say self.
I would say creative.
Stubborn.
One word to describe Gen Z, I'd say funny. I mean, that might...
Worried. Yeah, that's like, I have faith in us, but I don't have faith.
Hopeful? I don't know. I'm gonna be like, it's really hard to answer these questions, and crazy. Like, they are. Like, I don't know. Fake would be a good one, because there's so much fake stuff out there.